Tell them who you are.
I'm David Consolati. I've been a selectman for the town of Lee for the last 12 years. Before that, I was 10 years with the LIA.
Okay.
I spent most of my adult life taking care of this community.
You feel like it's your passion?
It is.
Do you feel like you know what's best for the town of Lee and that you're representing the community appropriately?
Absolutely. All parents my age, I help raise their kids through my programs that I ran through the LIA. We had over 300 children through basketball, baseball, softball, and I helped raise the funds for them, and got them to get out and get active and meet new people. So yes.
Tell me about the PCB dump.
PCB dump is something we never anticipated or wanted. The PCB dump is thrust upon us by the EPA. They initially had an agreement to remove all materials from the river, and GE was have to remove everything. GE sued the EPA and they won in court, at which point the town of Lee got involved with the other 5 towns plus some other entities to get a seat at the table to be able to have discussions with us. After years of negotiations, the lawyer we had all paid $500,000 to came back and said, this is the best deal possible. You can continue to fight it, but you're probably going to lose, and it's going to cost you millions of dollars more. So, having to take that into consideration, then we had to make a decision.
Can you tell me what happened to the $50,000 allotted to the town to monitor the agreement between General Electric and Lee?
The $50,000 was designed to make sure that GE complied with the contract they had between the town of Lee and General Electric. The money is still sitting in an account after a town meeting vote that we need to use it to fight. One of my fellow colleagues, Sean Renier, tried to put a committee together, which no one volunteered for. So the money still sits as it is.
Not a single person volunteered for the committee?
Not a one.
Were they aware of the committee?
It was announced on air several times.
Is it true the town of Lee will receive river waste from 5 other towns?
It certainly is. We do not receive the high intensity waste that is going to get trucked out, which was part of the negotiation we dealt with. We will receive the low level waste, which the EPA claims is non-toxic. You can argue that point or not, but it puts it in a single space, and with the amount of science that's going on about this, hopefully it can be remitigated as it sits in a spot.
There was a way around this. Why or why not?
There was no way around this. We were told what was going to happen. We were given limited options.
Do you feel that you did not involve the town representatives in this decision?
If it's like playing poker and on your last round of hand, turning all your cards over and showing what you got before you get your last card. What we did was have to deal with lawyers. They have to make a decision, and they advise us, and they negotiate back and forth about what you're going to get and what you're not going to get, what they expect and what they don't expect. So to bring it out in public before it was done was not something that was intelligent to do.
Do you feel that you know what is right for the town? And do you feel like you're a reluctant candidate?
I always feel like I know what's right for the town. I spent my whole life here, and we can all cross hairs all the time, but 50% of the time everybody loves you, 50% of the time everybody hates you. So, and that swaps around back and forth. That's never going to change. It's never going to be expected to change. Mm-hmm. But if you can think back to what happened when the mills left, the work we did to reconstruct our downtown area, to change us from being simply a mill town to a mill town plus. When I first started, the storefronts were empty. There was Johansson's was closing, which was a big part of Main Street. It was getting to the point where they're going to tear it down. So we worked with the state and other people. We actually got Johansson's redone for McMammon. We got a parking lot behind it, and we've done major work to make this a business-friendly environment. And so before COVID happened, you couldn't keep a closed business on Main Street for more than 2 weeks before somebody else was in and running again.
So you feel you have a full understanding of the town outside of simply PCB dumps?
Oh, absolutely. My proposals for this year, which may or may not happen, is that we take the money from the marijuana, which is Community Act money, and there's a project going on Main Street to mill and fill, some infrastructure work. We take the money from that, which is perfectly fine, and we use that money to do that work, which runs about $180,000, $190,000, and therefore it does not go on the tax rolls. We have federal money coming to the tune of $1.5 million, and I've spoken to my colleagues about this, that it's not a candy shop thing. So let's go back to what we couldn't fund last year because we were worried about COVID, to buy real capital outlay stuff. A new police car that we neglected last year. New DPW truck we neglected last year. The money to fund a new fire truck that we neglected last year. And it goes down a list of all these capital outlay projects. And by doing that, we do not put it on the tax rolls. Your property tax doesn't go up because of this. We already have a 1.5 increase because of the Community Preservation Act. Do we really want more money added on top of it?
In addition to all of that, you feel like you're ready to commit to the town for an additional 3 years?
Yes.